lenses today, not my glasses. I thought, what the hell? Anyway, turn on the light in here, get some light on the subject. Let's have a conversation. So it's been kind of a rough couple of days, I think, for Star Wars fans. And and I'm not talking about fandom menace. I'm talking about people who cannot stand the sequel trilogy, who are are repelled by the facade, the visage of Alden Ehrenreich, and who basically point out that Leslie Headland is, hey, Cross Element, that, Leslie Headland is the former assistant of Harvey Weinstein, but who still want to talk about Star Wars, who still, we have hope. We're fans. Okay. This is something that's really bothered me. A few days ago, like last week, hey, Jay Cotto, Carla, a few days ago, Moses Ingram basically said something about being told fans are racists. Not true. Not true. And she was also interviewed, but the look on her face while she answered was, why the fuck are you asking me this? Okay. Hey, cool, Jay. So we've got that going on. Okay. Then, after the reaction of people, and I'm not going to call a little person who is a Star Wars, but the attacks on Moses Ingram because of what she said, even if her reaction to the question she was asked was like, why the fuck are you asking me that, was pretty ugly. Okay. This is my response. Okay. This is my response. Moses Ingram was lied to, all right? And her experience at Star Wars Celebration probably proved that she was lied to. We have people within the Lucasfilm community still that work there that double down on the Paul Feig mantra: if you didn't like my movie, you're sexist, racist, and you're phobic. Okay. They did that when people started going after the sequel trilogy. And I'm not going to sit here and put a campfire and put a ring around TLJ and treat it special like so many of you do. The entire sequel trilogy was shit. It was shit. It is time to say it. J.J. Abrams sucks. He's a hack. He's a weak storyteller. And the only reason why he got jobs like that at Lucasfilm is because he's a politician and knows whose ass to kiss. And he's always been that way. Okay? And Jay's right. It's not just TLJ. TLJ could have been the way out of what Abrams put up there. But every time I think of The Force Awakens, I think of how tiny and insignificant he made the galaxy. Okay. Think about it. J.J. Abrams him and Larry Kasdan did everything they could to shrink the galaxy to the size of a pea. All right. And then Rian Johnson came in and destroyed everything. All right. Well, Favreau had come in there, they would have used George's treatments, and I'm sure some of the same people we see howling and whining would have been complaining that, you've got people in the fandom that are angry and are still angry about the prequel trilogy that won't watch it. Okay? They won't watch it. They're stupid, they're not intellectually honest, and they're not fair. Okay? But whoever said some of these intellectually devoid people were fair. They don't know how to be fair. Okay? Let's be honest here. So, okay, so we get to the sequel trilogy. Soilo fails. You know, that was in 2018. That was 5 years ago? No? Okay. 4 years ago? Let's see. 2018, 2019, 2019, 2020, 2020, 21, 2021, 2022. Okay, it's 4 years ago. And it's going to be a while till we can till Favreau can feel comfortable enough to actually do what he wants to do. It is well documented that he hates the sequel trilogy. Okay. And that it is well documented that, you know, it looks to me like he's working on getting rid of it. Him and Filoni both. I don't think Filoni likes it either. Okay. I mean, there's really nothing Star Wars about the sequel trilogy. But it is going to take time. And the reason why it's going to take time, people, is because you go on Instagram and complain about Adam Driver, you'll still rile up what's left of Reylo. You go in there to Star Wars Direct and you will still see people showing for the sequel trilogy. They're getting few and far between. Okay? Look, the only sequel trilogy character or actor that showed up at Celebration was Kelly Marie Tran. Okay. But let's go back to what I was talking about. And the reaction of Lucasfilm to the fact that the fans just didn't like this stuff was, you know, they went and read Paul Feig, who did Ghostbusters 2016, the all ugly fat chick Ghostbusters. They went to his rules and looked up how to basically isolate the fans and basically get it and blame them for the fact that you made a shitty movie, calling us racists, bigots, and phobes. Okay, and that was a bad. I mean, that caused a bad reaction to. Yeah, Jonathan, I have too, but he didn't have a choice. What was he going to say? But you can't tell the denizens of these bigger channels that that he didn't have a choice. But let me finish what I was going to say. So, Mandalorian, well received. Boba Fett was shit on. And I think, here's, again, you guys know how I feel about Gina Carano. I personally have nothing for her against her. And I'm getting to the point where I'm real tired about hearing about her. Someone who's worked in politics, as someone who's seen a professional world, you don't make yourself a target. And that's what she did, probably while she was trying to get a contract so she could make Rangers of the New Republic. She did not take into account what it would do to Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni's plans to fix Star Wars. Okay? You know, I don't mind the fact that she was on Twitter saying what was on her mind. But you have to admit, and you have to accept the fact that in Hollywood, still right now, there is a double standard. Okay? And the crazy emotional fans and the Sims for Gina will bring it it'll bring it up. They'll bring it up all the time. What's the double standard? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? That's the reality right now. And it is the reality that people have to accept. Okay? You have got to accept it. She was never in the position to be saying anything. All right? My advice to her would have been get off of YouTube or get off of Twitter. Oh, thanks, Carla. And yeah, and you know, Chris is right. Um, but going back to Gina, I mean, is Harrison Ford on Twitter? No. Is he on Instagram? No. Is he on Facebook? No. Lots and lots of fan channels and accounts, but he is not part of any of it. Why? Because it is stupid. I mean, you know, Elon Musk basically proved that nothing she said was fundamentally wrong, but still, she made herself a target and she was being unprofessional about it. Get the fuck off of Twitter. If you are an actor or a celebrity, you should not, under slash three times, be on fucking Twitter. Okay? Not. Why? Because you put a target on you. All right? She did not have the power or the cachet to do what she was doing. All right? I'm sure she was told, get off of Twitter, stop doing that. And she ran with it. Now, I have a theory she didn't want to be part of Star Wars anyway. All right? I don't think she did. I think she used it to get to where she is right now. She keeps saying, I'm so free and happy. I'm like, fuck you. Look, when I look at the whole situation, first off, what happened to her was bullshit. I agreed with that. I went to the mattresses over this. Okay? And let me tell you, the only thing good that happened is that Kennedy put a target on herself. Because she went above the Bob's heads. She didn't tell them she was going to do that. That she was not going to resign Gina Carano. Okay? And if anybody out there thinks that Jon Favreau likes Kathy Kennedy, you're smoking some really good weed. Because he does not. And when he says professional things about her, it's because he has to. Okay? It is the professional thing to do. Now, I know a lot of people out there don't understand professionalism, but in my opinion, in this culture and in situations like this, you stay off on Twitter. You don't post anything on Twitter. In fact, not having actually, Freddie, they are looking to hate something, and they're the problem. They're the problem. Okay? They're the problem. Kenobi is a good show. They are being intellectually dishonest. And Chris is right. You've got to be judicious about which battles. My opinion, she should have never gone on Twitter. She should not even have an account. She doesn't want to be an actress. She wants to be an activist. This is a problem. This is a big problem for the left. And look, we don't have. Oh, and Jonathan's right there too. We don't have. Great. I'm losing a. Oh God. Oh, my husband's gonna be pissed now. One of our overhead lights is going out. This house is wired by Kmart. Anyway, we don't have anybody in power right now except for Jon Favreau, who cares about Star Wars, and he's getting shit now too. All right, he's getting shit because of Kenobi, because of Boba Fett. Doesn't matter that he wasn't on the set. Doesn't matter that he's probably been given a bigger job at Disney. He's getting shit. It's bullshit. Okay? It is bullshit. It is, look, it is somebody out there wants to have their frustrations be out there in the public. So they, I don't know, maybe it's cathartic. I don't know. I don't care. But I'm sick of it. So then we get into Mandalore, and we all know why all this shit with Gina happened. A, she wouldn't shut up on Twitter. She was on Twitter. Get the fuck off Twitter. I would tell Mark Hamill to get off Twitter. I would tell Billy D. Williams, get the fuck off Twitter. Why are you on there? You don't need to be there. Okay? And when they're on there, they're not professional. Because it's real safe, even if you're a celebrity, to sit there on your phone and cock off to people. Okay? They're not Elon Musk. They're not that cool. Okay? And he's not cool for being on Twitter either. Okay? But the only thing cool about that is watching him troll the people who hate him. Okay? I mean, that's entertaining as hell. But if you are a celebrity, you should not be doing anything on Twitter except putting out what projects you're working on and when they're being released. All right? If you have a band, same thing. I don't want to hear from Nancy Wilson about how much she loves abortion, for Christ's sakes. Okay? I really fucking don't. All right? Why? They're not really aware of the fact that a vast majority of people don't really give a fuck about their opinions, don't want to hear it, and they turn off some of their fans. Okay? It's all about dollars and cents. Okay? Get the fuck off Twitter if you're a celebrity. Period. Full stop. But we know why this shit's going down. Jon Favreau fired the showrunner, Hossein Amini, from Kenobi and brought in Deborah Chow. Okay? I don't know what they did with the scripts, but I think the writing has been pretty good. The dialogue is clunky. Well, fuck you if you think that. I mean, okay, just really, just go back home and rethink your life's choices. Okay? And then this shit happened with Gina, but again, Gina made herself a target. Had she not been on Twitter, had she just been dutifully doing what she does and getting her contract settled so she can make Rangers of the New Republic, we would not be talking about this, okay? So she put herself out there, and Kennedy said, good. We're not going to sign her. We're going to put this out there. I've said that, Jonathan. He doesn't need to be on Twitter. He doesn't. I mean, I even told him that years ago. You should not be on Twitter. I said, Harrison Ford, the cool guy, he's not on Twitter. Think about it. But I also believe that Mark's wife, Mary Lou, is just a horrible woman, like an Amber Heard type. Okay, I really, really believe that. He's a beta male, all right? He can play a hero, but he's still a beta male, all right? He really is. So we get into the Book of Boba Fett, which, I don't think it was a disaster, but it wasn't, oh my God, it's awesome either, okay? But I don't think it was fairly judged. Again, fandom menacers not being intellectually honest about it. I mean, they call it woke. Y'all remember back in the way, getting into your way back machine? Let's go back. 2018, where there was a rumor floating around that they wanted to actually have the person under the armor to be a woman, Boba Fett. That was a rumor. That would be fucking woke. Okay? And I would be pissed off. Okay? Boba Fett being a trans man, that would piss me off. That would piss me off. Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett was not woke. Okay, it wasn't. But it also shows me, and I've said this to people, that a lot of the fans are not well versed in film. If you'd ever seen A Man Called Horse, you saw the Book of Boba Fett. All right. You saw it. You ever saw The Magnificent Seven, you've seen the Book of Boba Fett. Okay? Anyway, go further. Then we get to Kenobi. We've got Jason Ward dropping lies out there about rumors and people screaming about a bait and switch. And, basically, because we saw Moses Ingram in the teasers, that now the show's about her, even if it's not. Even if she's not, she's a bad guy. Okay. How is it woke when you've got an untouchable black woman and they are untouchable? You are not allowed to criticize them. Actually, no, it wasn't, and you're being unreasonable, Freddie, and you're being intellectually dishonest. You're here to learn stuff. You're not here to tell me what you think when you're not even thinking about it. And don't sit there and defend yourself like you are. You're emotional, okay? The problem with the fandom right now is that you're all fucking emotional and you're not thinking about anything. And I am getting really tired of it because you're getting triggered just like SJWs get triggered, okay? And you're basically becoming the other side of the same coin, all right? There's no place for somebody like me to talk about Star Wars at the big channels, all right? There's no place for when you've got Cameron on his Patreon basically saying we've got to stop complaining about the diversity of actors, and then explaining why. One of the big reason why he hasn't come back to YouTube, the way he and his sister were treated when Ms. Marvel, when they talked about the Ms. Marvel trailer. All right, what kind of a goddamn group of people are we? What? So now we have a black woman, an untouchable, playing a villain. They're supposed to be perfect. They never do anything bad. She's playing a fucking villain here. Okay? But that's woke. I've never heard anything so fucking stupid in my whole fucking life. Yes, I'm dropping F-bombs. Go further. I've seen people actually attack the 10-year-old girl playing Leia. Just sit down over in a chair over there and think about how disgusting that is. Complaining that she got away from Obi-Wan and was running around through crowds. Have you ever chased a little kid through a store? Hard work. She wasn't being criticized because she didn't do a good job. I've seen the tweets. Okay? And I could name the people who are doing it. And they are vile people. They're phony people. And they've got people like you basically by the chin saying, you will agree with us. We are the gatekeepers of the fandom. They're intellectually dishonest and they're sitting here watching their coffers fill. It's disgusting. And I've seen it. I'm not going to say who it was. Go look. I don't care if you need to see them. Go on Twitter and look up every big YouTuber you can find. Okay? You'll see it. All right? They were picking on Moses Ingram because she's a black woman. And that was the biggest thing. Okay? If she was a white woman, they'd still be picking on her. But then Lucasfilm would call them misogynists. Okay? What pisses me off is one YouTuber whose name I'm not going to mention, and I think Hard Work wants me to, so I get in trouble. And, again, sit down and listen. Shut up, open up your mind, and listen, okay? I'm really sick and tired of the intellectually dishonest bullshit, all right, that I get here, all right? This person literally embraced the racist mantra that was dropped on her. There was nothing SJW about Reva. The only thing I have a problem with is that she wasn't wearing the Inquisitor helmet. That's it. She stuck out too much like a sore thumb. Okay. Uh, I don't know why Deborah Chow let that happen. I don't know what, there's a symbolism there, I'm not sure of it. But, well, I don't care if you agree with it. They were attacking Moses Ingram because she's black, a black woman, okay? And they embraced it when Lucasfilm told her that they were racists. Virtue signaling. Look, they gotta stop this shit, okay? Did she do a good job? She did a fine job to me. But the narrative is, no, she didn't. And if you go against that narrative, you're a shill, you're a phony, and you just like blah, blah, blah. Oh, God, I've seen it. Again, let's go talk about the kid that played Leia. Have you ever had a kid escape from you? Escape from you and run through a store or a crowded mall? I have. I've been that kid. We would go and hide in clothes racks just to piss off my sisters. My niece and I would. It's very difficult to catch a kid if they don't want to be caught. Okay? So when that little chase scene happened, that the bitching about it was nitpicking. And again, it's shitty because the people who are nitpicking are shitty human beings. And this is all they've got. Had anything else in their whole lives that made them successful. Okay, so we get to sit there and be force-fed garbage, intellectually dishonest, intellectually illiterate garbage from them. Okay, and I'm sick of it. I'm really fucking sick of it. It is a good show. All right, it's good. Okay, it's really, really, really good. And the idea that we have fandom menacers now embracing the racist label, and they're doing it. I've seen it. They're not doing it directly, but they are. Just tells me they don't care. And remember, you guys, this was a group of people who, no, you're not, no, you're intellectually dishonest, Freddie, and you're this close to being bounced off this stream. Okay, I'm sick of hearing about it. You're being a dick. You're being unreasonable. You're doing exactly what these people accuse you of doing. Okay, so stop it. You've got to be smarter than that. Look, when this shit came out about, Lucasfilm calling fans racist, when this shit came out, the Phantom Menace ran to the noose and put their necks into it. Okay? Ran to the noose and put their necks into it. I'm offended by being called a racist, but I saw it coming. And we're talking about a group of people who have doubled down on the bullshit. All right, I'm going to ignore that hard work. These are people who had Zack Snyder on a charity stream, and he called them a hate group. And they just stood there. All right. Then, instead of regrouping and trying to figure out how do we fix this mess, then they have Alex Jones on their shows. A scumbag, a batshit crazy person who should be in a rubber room. Then they all get to go on Glenn Beck. There's a reason why Fox News sent Glenn Beck away, because he's nuts. Okay, he's nuts. All right, now he might say things that end up panning out, but he's crazy. Oh yeah, well, I mean, the Phantom Menace has been labeled a hate group, and guess what? That means all of us. Thank you very much, big channels. We know who you are. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. You speaking out for me. Okay. And then the stuff with Moses Ingram. She's the bad guy. Oh my God, a black woman is a bad guy. This is horrible. All right. Cameron was right. Stop complaining about diversity in the movies. Look, she's not being treated like a token. When I think about token hires, Kelly Marie Tran and John Boyega. Okay, when I see a token character, Laura Dern. Okay, real character development with these characters. I mean, Billy D. Williams is Lando. No one cared he was black. I don't remember that at all. And he did a really, really good job because he made me hate his guts. All right? And that's the truth, but that's what he was supposed to do. Okay? He did what he was supposed to do. And it could have been, the character he played could have been played by, name the actor back in 1980 that could have played that role. All right? Suave, sophisticated guy. Okay? White actor. Oh, I'm not letting, but here's the deal. We're caught in the middle. There's no place for someone who hates the sequel trilogy, who every time she looks at awful Aaron Yuck, gets sick to her stomach, who looks at Adam Driver and says, a token hire for ugly people. No place for that for me, to just enjoy what they're doing now. Because if I go to any of the big channels and say, I liked it, I'll get burned. I'll get burned. Okay. If I say I'm sick of Gina Carano, I'll get burned. All right? I'll get burned. But I'm not going to go on other channels because they like the garbage. Okay? There's no place for regular Star Wars fans. Nowhere to come from. Carla was right. A lot of it is residual prequel hate. A lot of it is these geniuses not being able to get over Gina Carano. A lot of it is actually believing the bogus crap about Boba Fett. A lot of it, hey, you know what? Is the optics of having a Kathleen Kennedy up there. She knows the fans hate her. I mean, the applause for her was this. And Euler Greg is right. We're not monetized. So we can say whatever we want. Okay? We can say whatever we want. And, one of these days I'm going to make this into a safe haven so we can bitch about what's bad and enjoy what's good. Yeah, I mean, what Don said. So I'm sitting here, all right, but there needs to be, one of these days it's going to shake out. One of these days, look, yeah, she doesn't have a backstory. She's not a Mary Sue. And I know that'll come up too because, of course, it doesn't, help that we've got people that won't listen, that are intellectually dishonest. That, when I found out, because On Fridays when Cameron would be on, I was always out with my husband. I mean, he works short days on Fridays, so we go out to lunch and then go driving around and, uh, you know, window shop and stuff, or go for a drive. Okay. And that's what we would do. So I can't listen and I can't be a part of the chat at Midnight's Edge. When he said the reason why he doesn't go on YouTube anymore is because it doesn't feel welcoming, that really pissed me off. Okay. I understand representation a little bit. I don't think that we need it. But when you've got someone who's that connected and that decent of a person who goes on there and puts his heart and soul into it, and he gets attacked for liking Ms. Marvel, he and his sister both, that's bullshit. And the same people are doing this now to Moses Ingram. Okay? The same people. Because she's a black woman. And that's it. They know, look, I'm going to say this, and I think Euler Greg and Jay would agree with me. These people probably love Obi-Wan Kenobi, but they're not going to tell you that. They're going to sit there and say it sucks because it earns them money. And a lot of these people have never had anything really to be successful about in their lives, okay? And the only way they get their names out there and they can get kudos is to go on YouTube and pretend to hate something, okay? And cause a lot of trouble, all right? Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are trying to fix what's broken. And there are a lot of people in the fandom, at least on the YouTube fandom, that don't want that to happen. I've seen a lot of people bitch about Disney, burn it down. What are you going to do? Those 200,000 people work for Disney. What are they going to do with? They need jobs. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, they need jobs. So, you know, are we going to just get rid of Disney because 5 LGBTQ Skittles community people cause trouble? Notice how they haven't said a word. Oh, they're still trying to take Florida to court again now over Reedy Creek, and this time federal court, which ain't gonna work. But A, Reedy Creek is not Disney, first. Second of all, they haven't said a word about anything. Sure, they've got stuff in their stores. They've got a big banner sign on their website. But they're not saying he needs to stop it. And I might have a conversation with him about it. I might. Because I'm like, I can't even respond. Again, if you say, hey, Doomcock, you're wrong, and I'll tell you why, and they have an intellectually honest 4-point bulletin about why he's wrong, not gonna listen to you. Not gonna listen to you. All right, and you know, it's again, where are we gonna go from this, guys? Where are we gonna go from this? Okay, so Disney hasn't said publicly a word about the Parental Rights Act. They have not said anything about Roe versus Wade. They're not publicly talking and attacking anybody right now. Why? Because their allies have said basically that their allies have basically said stop talking about politics. And, you know, they're cleaning up woke stuff. That icky show, Love Victor, is done after the season, and it had more to go. They're getting rid of it. Now, I went on Instagram when I saw it. I was like, good, good. They're quietly getting rid of the garbage. Okay. Now, that big to do about Lightyear, don't be surprised if you don't see that, what they were talking about. All right? Don't be surprised. It still may be there, but I'm not sure. All right? And really, if it's not in there, I think and I think people who go to see it say we didn't see that, then they're going to have to go, okay, fine, we're not going to, you know, we're going to go see it. Okay? I wouldn't go see it because I think Tim Allen got screwed. And I really hate Chris Evans. Chris Evans looks like a custard. He's boring. Okay? He's not an interesting, handsome guy. He's just boring, right? He doesn't, he looks like a beta male from this time era, attempting valiantly to look like someone who grew up during the Depression and fought in World War II. All right, the guy, go look at pictures of men who went to war. They didn't look like little boys. They didn't look like little beta males. Okay, they didn't. And he looks like a little beta male. And I don't think it was fair what they did to Tim Allen. And as far as Top Gun, yeah, they put the Taiwanese flag back on the jacket. Good. However, because of the reaction that Top Gun has gotten from the people I've been bitching about, I am not going to go see it. They're not being fair to Kenobi. They're not being fair. They're being intellectually dishonest. And I'll wait for Maverick to come out on TV. All right? I loved the original, and there are some things I want to see in this, but I am so. Oh yeah, they've got the figures coming out, and I think there'll be T-shirts. They're posters that Star Wars Celebration put out. One of Ben, one of Reva, one of Leia, one of Haja, who was, I thought, that character was pretending to be a Jedi was so funny, I almost died. Because you're watching him do stuff, and Ben's like, you're not a Jedi. I mean, it was hilarious, but I think in the end, we're going to have Haja end up being part of the rebellion. And from what I've heard, there are a lot more cameos. All right. So I don't know, but Wednesday morning, there'll be more bitching and moaning, more crying and whining, and well, I don't think it'll stop after. All right. I mean, but even though she triggers people, she does, and I think that they're very aware of it. I wouldn't have had her at Star Wars Celebration. I wouldn't have allowed her anywhere near it. Okay? I would not have allowed her anywhere fucking near it. And the reason why is because every time the fans see her, it's like they remember the poor way they were treated. Okay? That's true. We do remember that, don't we? She's bad optics. Just like that one YouTuber embracing hate for Moses Ingram and running with it. That person does that all the time. Doesn't have an off switch. Okay? Is allowed to. All right? She can do whatever she wants. No one ever says, hey, you need to cool it. Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, just some other guy is right on that. He is right on that. It is very, in my opinion, obvious now that there are people amongst us who soon to because my phone's dying, who really won't be happy when she leaves. Yeah, it's true. Euler Greg is true. Euler Greg is true. And KK, I don't know, Euler Greg, let me know what you think. But those articles in Vanity Fair that were in there, and then the one in the Hollywood Reporter, and then just the weird, it was just like seeing her at Celebration, it was like you're watching someone leave. I just think they're part of her goodbye, right? And I'm going to say is I think that when October comes, she's going to announce she's retiring or leaving. Oh, I know. And while I understand it, they're not being fair. Oh, which ones? John Favreau and Kennedy. They can't stand each other. Kennedy fucked up everything he wanted to do. Okay, deliberately. It when I saw them together, I was like, wow. And then when they did the Indy 5 announcement, Ford, I don't, did he even hug her? Oh, yeah, I think so, Euler Greg. I haven't heard anything about her leaving sooner, but look, ask Euler Greg if Craig was here, if Jay is still on, Mazars was still on, they would tell you no one took that more personally than I did. But that stuff is now in the past, and it's probably being retconned, okay? Because it has to be, all right? Look, there are people out there that won't come back until the ST's gone. Well, no, did you guys notice that? Did Ford even acknowledge that she was there? Because I watched him talking to John Williams. Hey, Misha. And I didn't see him even acknowledge that she was there. Did anybody see that? Because if he didn't acknowledge her, what I think happened behind the scenes for Indy 5 happened then. Okay, he hates her. Look, and I told people this too. And I know, at least Tom at Midnight's Edge isn't listening, but I really wish he was here to listen. Kathleen Kennedy was never as powerful as people thought she was. That was her husband, Frank, who is a very nice man. Okay. She fucked with the wrong guy. Okay. Spielberg said, fuck this, I'm not going to be part of it. Lucas, I'm sure if George could have figured out a way to crash her car, he would have. The one person in the whole world that she could not afford to fuck with is Harrison Ford. And she did. And now look what happened. Indy 5 gets pushed back to next June 30th. And he barely acknowledged her. And that's good. Yeah, well, it's hers is the appearance of power. Ford being who he is and being an icon, somebody that everybody respects. I mean, I've never heard a fellow actor say anything bad about him. I mean, that's something, okay. And he not acknowledging the great Kathy Kennedy or barely looking at her says a lot. And and I would say he probably holds her a grudge. And you don't want that. Okay. That guy, as far as power in Hollywood, probably has a cornerstone of it that she can't touch because of who he is. Um, he is the person who puts butts in seats. She is not. He is the person that this is his movie. She's not on the screen. She did, and he saw what they did to Han. When he realized the fans hated it, he was probably like, fuck, what'd I do? All right. He expressed regret leaving Star Wars the way he did to Larry Kasdan. I'm going to ask you a question. If he had been in TLJ, do you think that TLJ would have been the movie that it was? Or do you think he would have said, it's me, I'm leaving? He probably would have said, Kathy, you either get rid of Rian Johnson or I'm leaving. All right. When you look, Harrison, Carrie, and Mark all kind of grew up together. These are like war buddies. I don't even think he wanted Han to die anymore. From what I've read, he can sit there and play it up for the fans, but I don't think so. He would have said, we can't do this. We can't do this. All right, get Rian Johnson out of here and fix this. This is a mess. I don't even know what it's about. And that's what would have happened. He would have basically gotten oh yeah. Yeah, and he was right. Look, I'm gonna let you guys go because my phone's dying. I do want to say this. If you want to see a comment by one of Kennedy's colleagues about her, go and watch Ready Player One. Do it. It's gotten a lot of bad reviews. I don't know why, but it's about, I mean, Holiday is George Lucas. He is George Lucas. The other guy, kind of hiding and kind of whatever, that could either be Gary Kurtz, that could be Kazanjian, it could be Spielberg. All right, but watch the show, and you're gonna realize it was a fuck you to Kathy Kennedy. And what's interesting is that Sam Mendelsohn, he looked like Bob Iger. I'm not kidding. But I gotta go because my phone's dying. Let's just sit around and wait. Just watch the movie. Let's just sit around, I guess, and wait for the depth verdict to come in because I think it's going to be a good day. See you guys around the galaxy.